Welcome, Geminis. This is your July 27th through August 2nd forecast. And we have the moon trine Pluto in Aquarius. That was on 7/29, so we're a little past that date, but it's okay. We're still here, and that is still going to have an impact and influence on you for the week. So we have intuitive depth and your subconscious clarity that's going to rise through. So you're being guided to really meditate or journal on power retrieval. So ask yourself what parts of your power are ready to emerge. And you can use crystals as a part of this process and practice for you. You don't have to, but some of you may benefit from that. I also want to see what's going to be the focus here for you. Okay, so we do have some options, we do have some strategies, and you may have a lot of things on your mind here that you're thinking about, you're wading through, trying to figure out what are the best strategies for you, and you ultimately have this option to step into a new portal, to let go of anything that's not serving you, that's not helpful, that's not bringing about the change that you're desiring and seeking. You have the power to really release that and let it go and set the intentions for what it is that you are desiring and what you are making a priority and what you are focusing on. Also, you may want to run this through your heart space as well as your head space. So not only thinking about it and analyzing it and, just critically evaluating it and evaluating all your options, which we know you will do as Gemini, but also run it through your heart space here. Okay, so you may find that you're holding on a little too tightly to old traditions, old values, old individuals, not like in the sense of age, but just like individuals that you've been with for a period of time that just aren't valuable. They're not serving you in any way. So you may find that, those things are the things that are a part of what you need to let go of at this point in time, or those individuals, I should say. All right, so let's see. Let's look at underlying issues, fears here. So we do have the Ace of Wands. So are you really focusing on your passions? Okay, so I would ask that question. So that may be something that you want to journal about, because you might find that you do need a little bit of a reset. You need a little bit of time to reflect and to really figure out, like, what are your goals? What's important to you? What gifts and talents do you want to explore? Do you want to bring to the forefront here? What philosophies, what new ideas, what new truths are you opening yourself to? And that process of you remembering who you are and getting back to your authentic self here, because we have those structures coming out that are creating a little resistance against what the true authentic version of you feels and knows to be true. So you may struggle with that a little bit, and you may go back and forth with that. We also have the Knight of Swords here. You may find that taking a really direct approach toward your goals, and we talked about opening this new chapter here and having that opportunity and deciding on what's important to you and what is the priority for you. But it may be about also you then taking that inspired action towards that, and not necessarily allowing yourself the time to do too much reflection and too much overthinking, like Virgo. I was talking to Virgo about this. So once you decide that, like, yeah, this is the path, I'm adjusting my plans, or this is the new me moving forward, this is the timeline I'm in, this is the chapter that I've opened, the portal that I've stepped through, which is one that can bring unlimited prosperity and success and abundance and fulfillment to you, all that you desire and more. Go for it. Take that inspired action toward it. Okay. Let's look at underlying issues here. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords. So you may find that you feel like you don't necessarily have the clarity that you want or need. And so again, you may see like this struggle with, even if you decide like, okay, I like this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna move forward on this, or I'm gonna research this, you may still have sort of like those underlying I don't want to say fears, but just like you may think there may be underlying beliefs, there may be underlying things, doubts that you have, anxiety that you have that may you'll find come to the surface here that needs to be explored here as a part of this process. Because if you are having difficulty with seeing that success, with connecting with that timeline and frequency, then there's clearly still things going on, and it's likely in your subconscious underlying beliefs, fears, habits, things like that. So bringing clarity to your subconscious is also a part of this process and what is being recommended here as well. Let's see. Okay. And you also may be feeling like the options that you do have, or the choice that you may make here, may not be the best option for you. But how would you know that if you don't go for it? And just as much as you define it as not a good option, what about defining it as a good option? What about allowing yourself to experiment with it? Okay, what if it does work out? What if it does bring you everything that you're desiring and more? So if you really truly feel it within you, your intuition connects you to it, leads you down that path, then it's absolutely not the wrong choice. You can't make the wrong choice or decision anyway, but yeah, listen, go within. All right, let's look at your beliefs here. Excuse me. Okay, so you may be participating in some self-sabotaging habits here. So you do want to be mindful about that. So again, I'm hearing like very loudly the overthinking may come into play here. And again, if it doesn't resonate, just leave it. But there may be some self-sabotaging that's going on here. And again, it's really about just looking beyond the surface and understanding like why these feelings persist. Why am I feeling like, I can't be successful at this? Why am I feeling like I don't have the confidence or the bravery to try this or to charge forward boldly in that direction of what I'm desiring? So maybe journaling on that, meditating on that, speaking to a licensed care professional on that, many, many different things, speaking to a soul family member on that, or someone that you are close to, your partner, friend, anyone else that you do feel has your best interest in mind and is someone that you are comfortable with talking to about your options, about what's going on, about how you're feeling, that may be beneficial to you. Okay? Oh, and it's also really important for you to not focus on anything. And we talked about not focusing on things that could potentially go wrong. There's always something that could go wrong here. But also not focusing on the past and any previous setbacks and any previous things that have happened. Now, obviously, if, you just randomly gave somebody $10,000 and like, I'm investing in this, and then, that didn't work out. Like, obviously, you've learned from that. You've learned a lesson from that. Do your research, take calculated risks only. So we're not talking about that here, but you may be reliving that and allowing that energy to surface and sitting in that energy and allowing that energy to block you from investing with someone else or creating a side business or exploring other products and services or other business ventures here. So hopefully, I know I didn't explain that the best, but, that's kind of what I'm talking about with this, like, okay, understood that, you've learned some things here from the past here, but it's about really trying to allow yourself to explore here and to take advantage of the blessings and abundance that come your way without holding yourself back. And doing that in like a responsible way where you're taking calculated risks that you've researched and you've thought through carefully here without overthinking. Okay. All right, so we also have the Five of Wands here as well. So there may be a little bit of contention or resistance as well in your environment, and this could be with anyone that you are evaluating any options or strategies. And I know we're talking a little, that was more of a financial example we talked about here, but just sort of bringing it back full circle to the spiritual growth and development. There may be like specific structures, excuse me. There may be like specific structures here that are, it is written that you must do things this particular way, or you must believe this or believe that. And that is going to rise to the surface because you know that that is not true. You know what the truth is. You know you're a light worker. You're a star seed. You know you are aware. You are awoke. So you may receive a little bit of resistance with that or experience some contrast with that this week as you continue to awaken yourself and you continue to walk yourself back home to your true authentic self. Okay, let's see what else. Let's look at your approach here. All right, so we do have the Nine of Wands. And I think that you will expect this resistance as a part of this awakening here. So that's not anything that you wouldn't expect, and it's not anything that you can't handle either. So go with it. Also, allow yourself to stay focused on what's important to you and what your priorities are, because you're putting in a lot of effort and you may get a lot of resistance here. So I'm really seeing a lot of resistance, a lot of contrast, a lot of challenges that may be coming your way. And this is all just because you are awoke, you are being your authentic self, you are expressing your truth, and that's okay. Stand strong in your power and in your position here, because you know it to be unconditional love and light, and that can never go wrong, and that's never going, nothing else will ever win over that. So no worries. We also have the Two of Wands here. Okay, so we're seeing, so okay, let me get a card here because I want to move more to external, because I feel like it's also in your external environment that it's going to shake up things. It's going to create some change. It's going to create the need for individuals to look at themselves and to look at the shadow and allow the light to shine on that shadow so they can't pretend anymore. Okay, so your awakening is forcing others to awake as well, or to start that process of awakening here. So that's what I'm seeing happen here. And also others may just be okay if others sort of pull back a little bit, because like, whoa, this is too much for me. I don't, understand this. We have to go by what we've always been taught and what we know to be. And you know something different, and you've opened their eyes up to that. And so now let them sizzle a little bit, let them figure things out on their own, and they will come to where you are eventually, because it's not your place to force them there or to make them come there. It's your place to work on yourself, to expand your consciousness and allow others to see that and be inspired by that so they can do their own work. You're doing your work, and that's all you can do at this point in time. But trust and believe that even if it doesn't happen this week, because I don't know that this is going to happen like this week, that they're also going to come around and agree with you and see and all of that. But they absolutely are going to be inspired by you, and it is going to create some thoughts in their mind. It's going to create some reflection. So what they do from there is going to be, that's really their path. Okay. So what else do we have here? Let's move to guidance. Let's see. So we have the Page of Swords. Your bravery, your courageousness, your strength, your power is all coming through here. And it's going to ignite change. We just said that. It's going to ignite transformation and change. And for some individuals, like I said, it's not going to happen right away. So don't expect that, they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, Gemini, you are right. They're going to know that deep down. but they're going to have like this whole shell that they have to work through, that they're responsible for peeling that onion to get to the core of what truly everything is, essentially. So they will have to do that work, but again, you are inspiring and igniting that. And then also, you have to be okay if they are removed from your energy, because they have work that they need to do before they can connect with where you are. So we're seeing this shift in the timeline. We know it's all here. Everybody knows it's here, and we're seeing that shift. But this to me is just that confirmation of it, that everybody can't come with you, Gemini, because you're awoke. You are raising your frequency and vibration more and more each day. And you're on such a higher level of spiritual evolution and evolvement that, you know, these individuals that are still stuck in the matrix, that are still stuck with that old system of thinking, they are not ready yet. And that's okay. They will get there in their own time. But you got to be okay that, and knowing that, you know, they will get there. They will absolutely get there. But it's okay that it's not at the same point in time that you've gotten there. All right, so what else? What else for guidance do we have? Six of Swords. Wonderful. You've learned your lessons and you are moving on, and you're going to learn a lesson even out of this process. You're still going to be learning and growing and continuing to raise your frequency and vibration. So all of this, it's a blessing in disguise for them, but it's also a lesson and a blessing for you, because you're learning as a part of this process as well. All right, give me one more and we'll get some oracles here. Wonderful. So we have that emotional fulfillment, and we see you as an outcome there. So you raising your frequency and vibration, solidifying yourself in a higher dimension, and being emotionally stable and secure. Okay? I love it. I love it. So we have retreat, time out, self-care, and slow down. So you may also find for you this reflection, this quiet time is going to be valuable and helpful to you this week as well. So definitely get those self-care practices in, whatever that means for you. Okay. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's about like just going to bed a little earlier, getting more sleep, putting the phone down, and allowing yourself that time to relax and rejuvenate and replenish your soul and your body and your mind. Okay. So whatever practices work for you, you're being guided to do that. I love this. You are the universe. You know this, Gemini. You know you're already there. You understand it all. And you can't take yourself backwards, or you can't stop yourself from progressing and moving forward because others aren't quite there yet. All you can do is be the light that they can see and they can connect with and they can draw inspiration from, so that they can then get themselves there. All right, Geminis. So those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.